Folks, breaking news out of Washington, D.C. Our tyrant in chief has done it again. Joe Biden has just unleashed another whole round of executive orders designed to attack and criminalize law abiding gun owners across the country. Come on in, guys. We have a major broadcast for you. Aaron Dorr here with AFA, Alex Dorr here in our other office with AFA. And guys, this tyrant, he never quits. He can't pass a gun control bill right now in Congress, but it's not stopping him, as we all know, from grabbing his tyranny pen and signing more orders designed not to put criminals in prison, not to actually prosecute criminals on the streets in blue cities. No, they want to come after you. They want to come after me. They want to come after all of us. Today is just the most recent iteration of this. Alex, you've done some deep dives on this in the last couple of hours. I have a screenshot here on the screen. The number one feature, though, as you're telling me, as I've read myself, deals with background checks. What is Biden trying to do with this?
Well, as we said with the previous executive orders, like he's only testing the waters. He's going to come with more. So he has come with more today, and he is ordering Merrick Garland to redefine what someone who is engaged in business. What does that mean? Who is engaged in the business of selling firearms? Very arbitrary. We know we have gun stores. We know they're engaged in business. But what about me selling a shotgun to you, Aaron? Am I engaged in business for selling a gun I no longer want? Does that mean that I need to have an FFL for a private transfer to my brother? What about to my friends at the range? What if I'm done shooting one gun and want to move on to another one? Am I engaged in business? We don't know, but we do know Merrick Garland would sure like to find a way to make it illegal for us to do that. And that's what this executive order is going to do.
Yeah, guys, reading from the top of the EO right here, top of the fact sheet on it anyway, their goal here is to get America as close to universal background checks as humanly possible without actually passing legislation. I'm reading right here from the opening paragraph. I'll put on the screen right now, as a matter of fact. It says right here in that opening paragraph towards the bottom, this order, I lost my spot, moving the U.S. as close to universal background checks as possible without adding legislation. You see, this guy cannot pass a bill in Congress right now, but they desperately want a list of every gun owner in America. That's what this bill is designed, this order is designed to do. This guy is incensed with rage that he cannot pass gun control in Congress. This is his way to get around it, or try to get around it, with this order. And so, as you were saying, Alex, we don't know exactly what this means because the exact order has not been signed yet by the president. That's going to happen later on today, I believe, in California. But the express purpose is to redefine what a seller is. And if they simply choose to say that private parties, when they sell firearms, are now considered an FFL type transaction, that's it. Then we have universal background checks in this country, which, of course, is Joe Biden's number one goal. They want a list of every gun owner in America, and we all know why. They cannot confiscate, they can't find, and private party sales of firearms are a very real threat to a tyrannical government, which is run amok and out of control. So that's, I guess, big one, number one, Alex, is to redefine what a seller is, and possibly they're basically trying, again, while bypassing Congress, trying to arrive at a national gun registry through executive freaking orders. That's just the beginning.
That's just the beginning. And the other thing that they do with this executive order is they are trying to end the 3D printing of firearms and components. So the Undetectable Firearms Act is expiring the end of this year. And so with that, he's ordering his cabinet and the attorney general to work with Congress to make a permanent law against undetectable firearms, or guns you like to make in your garage on the weekend because it's fun. All right. So everyone makes a joke about, the 3D printer go burr, here it comes. No, he is going to try and end that with this executive order and orders from Merrick Garland as the attorney general. So that's the big number two in this is he's coming after your home shops. He's coming after your home hobbies as well.
This guy is a tyrant run amok, folks. Look, here's the thing. There's no legislative component to this because there's no bill in the hopper in Congress. So we can't ask you to help us stop this bill. There is no bill. He's bypassing the entire U.S. Capitol. The only reaction to this will be lawsuits in federal court. AFA is already engaged in that process. On the other issues to do with the pistol brace, we're going to be in court a lot this year. We need you guys to be involved in that fight. Hit the link there at joinafa.org and get involved with the American Firearms Association today, because again, the only way to check this tyrant is in federal court, and we intend to do exactly that. The third big part of this is a new push to accelerate red flag gun seizures at the state level. Everyone remembers perhaps last year when Joe Biden passed, I think it was S2938, I believe was the bill number, which gave the feds $750 million to use to bribe the states into passing red flag laws. This order mandates that they basically try harder. And they're going to, and that might literally mean they have DOJ liaisons going around red state capitals across the country, Iowa, Georgia, Ohio, the Dakotas, anywhere you can think of, and say, hey, you want a check from Uncle Joe? You want a check from Uncle Joe? How much do you need? 20 million, 40 million? Who the hell knows? Who knows? Yep. But that is their goal, is to go around red America and saying, oh, you don't want to pass red flag laws? Well, we'll bribe you with your own money. And given the number of Republicans in D.C. who already support red flag laws, and the number that voted for this crap on Capitol Hill last year, we know that the GOP cannot be trusted when it comes to saying no to red flag laws, especially when there's so much federal freaking money on the line.
Something Terrible. I can't stop thinking about is when you and I were having meetings in different state capitals this year, talking about why we needed to pass the Second Amendment Preservation Act, the pistol brace ban that goes into effect end of May, making felons out of millions of Americans on June 1st. And we're telling everybody, like, this executive order is just the first. He is testing the waters. He's going to come with more. So, guys, universal background checks is probably the largest mode of gun control in America by the radical left, because, again, they need to register the gun owners, and they do that by registering the guns and who owns them. And so, again, we see this executive order now. He could sign another one next month banning AR-15s or putting them under the NFA Act. We don't know. And we have to start checking these executive orders in court. And that's exactly what we're going to do here at the AFA.
One of the most hilarious things to me, Alex, is one of the fourth points we found here, cracking down on guns that are lost in shipping, because after all, that's such a massive problem that we hear about all the time, is all the gun manufacturers who have such a profit margin that they're going to lose shipping containers, firearms. We're sure it's a great big problem, but, we couldn't help but laugh. I about died laughing about this a few minutes ago. The idea that we have to listen to this crap from this incompetent idiot who walked away and lost 85, not 1,000, not 85 million, $85 billion of United States military hardware and gave it to the Taliban.
Yep.
This same scoundrel is going to lecture us now on having firearms lost here in America. Here, of course, is a great photograph, the Taliban showing off their American military loot. Here's a great big photograph on Taliban media, all of the American MG42s, maybe some old M60s in there. I'm not even sure. I even see a pump shotgun there in the front row, Alex. These guys literally left $85 billion of United States military hardware and gave it to the enemy, gave it to the Taliban. And these arrogant bastards think they have the right to come after now, lecture us, and try to criminalize us, try to make us into felons for the supposed problem of losing guns and shipping. The arrogance of this administration, the arrogance of this White House is literally impossible to calculate. This is just the beginning, folks. This is 4 major points on today's announcement. There's at least, 5 more, Alex, minor points. They're all major points, but as far as the most easily identifiable points, there's more points in here. And you're right. This is just the beginning.
I think there's one more big one that we could poke at here in this video, and we need to dive into a little bit further. But in this executive order, it talks about stopping FFLs who've had their licenses revoked or suspended from continuing to do business in the future. Now, you guys know about Deedleblock's zero tolerance policy. If you make one clerical mistake, you're getting your FFL revoked. ATF agents have been telling people just go ahead and turn it in and just apply for a new one. No, they're even going to be stopping reissuing of FFLs if we're reading this correctly. But yes, the zero tolerance policy is going to cause you to not only lose your FFL, but you can never again get one in the future. And I'm sure there's going to be strings attached to family members being able to apply for an FFL. So again, this executive order it's massive in breadth. They haven't signed the final one. We're going off of the White House's press briefing, but all in all, it's a 10 out of 10 dangerous to America.
Again, guys, the only solution to this problem right now with this piece of trash is the courtroom. We've seen massive victories for gun owners in the courtroom over the last year and a half, 2 years here of the Biden administration. We had, of course, the landmark Bruen decision last year, but that dealt more with the individual use of firearms, the permitting process, things of that nature. This requires new litigation, requires new fighting in court, and we're going to be there to do it for our members, either on with our original organic lawsuits, with amicus briefs. We're going to fight any way we possibly can to shut this crap down. We need you guys to join that fight today. The website is joinafa.org and get involved in that fight. Of course, AFA is rocking and rolling at the state level as well, working to shut this stuff down with SEPA legislation, as you mentioned, Alex. But the number one task right now is to deal with this problem in court. There's some comments you wanted to go through, Alex. Is that what you're saying? You got some comments?
I was just looking to see what there were in there. No, we're just going to engage with a few of them.
I mean, Larry's comment here makes perfect sense. American guns is what Japan never invaded America. There is a domestic threat here, from this piece of trash. There's also an international threat. You're 100% correct, Larry. This is why we did not have, or why we have not had invasions like this in our country, because everyone knows the American population is the most well-armed population on earth. You're 100% correct on that. Rick Moore makes the point here. I'm putting the comments on the screen here now. I'm trying to make that work. Yeah, they get all the time. Dealers get audited by the ATF, and they find clerical errors in the paperwork. And now the response is going to be, boom, you're done. You're done. Your career is over. Your company is shut down. Again, coming from the same administration that gave Tommy Taliban $85 billion in helicopters, tanks, APCs, machine guns, grenades, sniper rifles, computer databases of gun owners in Afghanistan. The list goes on and on and on. And now these people have the gall to say you can't own your mom and pop gun shop in Red America. Insane. Yep. You get any more here, Alex?
No, that's kind of it for what I see. I mean, I did see a comment about McCarthy just being basically a lapdog, and that's absolutely true. And we think you've seen some AFA emails lately about that. But yes, McCarthy is holding fundraisers for gun grabbers in DC in the coming weeks. So yes, send your emails to him as well.
Yeah, we'll have much more on that later on, guys. This is breaking news. We still have not seen the final language of this executive order. It is the most recent from this White House. We're going to see more of this. We're going to see more details on this. But we know, as of right now, their number one goal with this is to redefine what a seller is and somebody who's engaged in the business of selling firearms. And if Merrick Garland has the final say on this, which, of course, he does have the final say on trying to interpret Biden's agenda, they might very likely try to say that all private party sales are illegal here in America. We'll wait to find more information. When we get that, we'll send it to you guys right away. But, guys, this is nasty. Help us fight back in court. Hit that link at joinafa.org. Share our video online. We'll keep you guys informed. Take care.
Take care.